Yesterday my solar panel arrived, came with everything that I needed except for one thing, which was the gland, the cable gland, which allows the cables to go from the outside of the van in through the roof to where they're needed inside the van, without also allowing water to come into the van as well. So I ordered one of those yesterday and I am kind of expecting that to arrive today. Apologies in advance for any excess noise that you might be hearing. There's a lot of roadworks going on around here at the moment. They're replacing all of the pavements, so it's like there's loads of machinery and workmen and stuff. It's quite noisy, but we can get past that. Alright, let's make some solar stuff happen. Now that I've managed to fix the plastic corners, the mounting corners, onto the sides of the solar panel, it's time to move it up and put it on top of the roof. Now to mount this, I'm going to be using an adhesive sealant. This one is by Sikaflex. It's probably the most common that you will find out there. It's a very good product. It's well renowned in the motorhome caravanning industry. Lots of people use this. So I will level up the solar panel, figure out whereabouts it's going to be, flip it over, apply the Caravan Sikaflex sealant to the bottoms, flip it back over and put it in position. Now once that's done, I will seal around the corners, and I'm going to give that some time to dry. It should be done within a period of time. Handy. Let's go and do that. Yesterday was fun. Yesterday I put the solar panel on the roof of the van. It's screwed in, it's Sikaflexed in, it's sealed, it's ready to go. It was also one of the hottest days of the year yesterday, so that made it slightly less fun than I hoped it would be. It also made filming really difficult because it was so bright, and the roof of the van is white. So there was just a lot of difficulty in filming shots up there yesterday. Hopefully I got some usable footage. The cable gland that I was waiting for didn't arrive yesterday until late in the evening, so I couldn't continue the work then, and it was getting dark by that point. So I've waited until today. That has arrived now. That's in my possession. I have the pieces I need to do this. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I've ummed and ahed about where I should put the solar controller. The solar controller! Not as much fun as the fat controller, but the solar controller. Solar charge controller. That sounds more professional. I'm going to put it on the bulkhead. It's out of the way there. It also means I don't have as far to run cables from the roof to the charge controller. And just keeps everything in one place as well, so all of the electrical control for the van is all in one place on the bulkhead, and I think that's probably a smart idea, really, just to keep everything in one place. So I'm going to be doing that, and then finally I can get around to boarding up the other side of the bulkhead in the cab, which is something that I really want to get on with, because at the moment it just looks like a big mess of cables and stuff, which of course it is, but I'd like to cover those up. So today is going to be a day of drilling holes in roofs and sticking cables in places that they should be. Comparing the cables is a fairly straightforward process. The kit only came with one length of cable. I kind of was expecting two, but it came with one. So I just simply split that into two equal lengths. Strip some of the insulation from each end of the cable, and then place one of the metal parts of the connector over the bare cable, and then you can crimp it down on the end. There is a special tool for doing that, but I found that a pair of pliers works just fine. Place the metal part into the plastic part of the connector, and then just screw the retaining cap down onto that, which tightens around the cable and creates a waterproof barrier. You then want to move on to the second cable with the female connector, and it's an identical process. The principle's the same. Strip back the metal, place the metal part of the connector on, crimp it down, push it into the plastic, and then tighten the retaining screw cap down onto it. I purchased this kit from Amazon. It arrives in 3 parts. The primary gland unit that sits on top of the van, and it comes with these 2 inlet glands, and inside of those are these 2 pieces. So the first piece is a blanking plate. You would use that if you only intended to use one of the holes and you still want that waterproofing. You could remove that again if you ever needed to. And then it comes with this part here. You would use this if you weren't using the primary gland. You could just attach that to the inside of the van, and that would screw on the outside of the van, and the rubber ring in the center would then provide that waterproofing. I don't need that either. That can go to one side because this screws directly into the gland. A gland within a gland. And the rubber ring then obviously meshes up against the side of the plastic, and that provides the waterproofing. The third bit comes off, and you place this on the other side of your cable. The cable then goes into the gland, and this fastens over the top, and as you tighten it, there is another O-ring just inside, and the tightening process clamps down and it forces that rubber gasket against the cable, and that actually provides waterproofing. The water can't get in there now. I guess what you will see in a lot of solar panel installations on vans is people drilling in to the van from the outside. So they'll drill from the roof down into the van. I'm taking a slightly different approach because why make things simple, right? There is a reason, and it's because if I drill in from the outside, there's more chance of me drilling into something that is on the inside. A lot of people will be drilling into a wide open space in a van, and that's fine. But for me, I'm trying to come in just behind this bulkhead, and you know, if I get my measurements slightly wrong, I'm going to drill the wrong side of the bulkhead, or I'm going to drill into the bulkhead. So for me, the best thing to do is to pull back the head lining and drill out from the inside out onto the roof. That way I've got more control over whereabouts the hole is going to be in the van, and also I have my solar panel mounted quite close to the front of the vehicle, and that's where I wanted it, leaving space for an air vent if I want to put one in the future. I think I might put a fantastic fan in, or add more solar panels. I can add more solar panels behind that. That was the reasoning. So the cable gland is going to also be quite close to the front of the vehicle as well. So, you know, if I get my positioning wrong, the cable gland won't fit where I want it to fit. So that's why I'm drilling from the inside out. Makes sense now, right? Perfect. I could have drilled just one big hole, but I decided to go with 2 smaller holes because they'll be more snugly fitting around the cables. Did I just invent a word? No, I think it exists. So I drilled 2 holes. Now I'm just going to deburr those holes, get rid of the sharp bits, and then I'm going to try the cables on for size and see if they fit. So I was just identifying which cable is positive and which is negative, and now I'm just going to go back into the van and mark the positive cable so that I know which one that definitely is. Before I do that, I'm just going to double check. With those cables now through, it's a clear indication for me that there is no way that I have enough cable to reach from the charge controller to the battery. So I'm going to have to go out and get some more cable. Set off to go get some more cable. Completely forgetting that I'd left my coffee cup from this morning sat on the kitchen counter in the back of the van, and now I had to clean that up. Okay, let's go get some cable. Wow, that's super noisy, sorry. Before I connect the solar panels to the controller, I need to connect the controller to the battery, and I also need to put an inline fuse on the positive line from the controller to the battery. So I'm super happy with that. That's the solar installation complete. I'm going to be testing that out. I'm going to be going away and giving that a shot and see what it does. See how that works out for me on sunny and not so sunny days. And if I need to expand my solar array, then I will do. But I'm hoping that one panel is enough to suit my needs. Let's find out. Thanks for watching this episode. Please subscribe. Leave any comments that you have below. I love answering your questions. And you know, I'll see you in the next episode, I guess. Bye. It was also the hottest day of the year. Damn, it wasn't. I've stopped saying I'm talking shit.